Let me show you the investment that made me a millionaire. Bought it in 2018 for $16. SEA Ltd.
Me. Hi, this is Cayden from VIA Value Investing Academy. Now, before I start, I just want to make sure that all of you can hear my voice and see me, right? Now, if you do not mind, in the chat portion, can you just type 1? Just type something. Just type 1 so that I know you can hear and you can see me. Okay, I'll just wait for a couple of seconds, but in the meanwhile, I just need my colleague to put my slide up, right? So before the session start, you have seen a very short TikTok video where the title of this video, right, there's these subtitles on top, and then it said, "Let me show you the investment that made me a millionaire." Yeah, so I think for many years, this term millionaire has been used to promote a lot of things, right? So as long as you have something with the millionaire in front, it seems to be quite popular, and that includes the TikTok video. But if you become very anal and then you try to scrutinize whatever that's being found in that TikTok video, you may realize that it's just a short clip, right? They didn't use a professional camera. They just use like a mobile phone. Yeah, shoot a very short video, maybe on a PC, and then the share price of this company, and then they say, hey, this one made me a millionaire. And there's actually no proof, no proof, huh? Wow, but if you look at the video like this, right, maybe let me use my pen to show you. You can see there are 1887 like, and then 107 comment. I'm not very sure what is this, but people actually shared this video, with their 55 shares. Oh, it's quite interesting, right? So as long as there's a TikTok video, whatever video, millionaire becomes very popular. But of course, other than TikTok video, you can also see such, should you buy this stock? Should you buy that stock? Is this a get rich quick thing, right? Via traditional news media. So for example, this one is one media that I extracted. It's called Deal Street Asia. And then here it says that, hey, SEA Ltd founder, ding, 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 called Forrest Lee, right, is Singapore's richest man. Yeah. Then not only that, and then they show you the office. Wow, so nice, right? Yeah, here as though it faces the sea. That's why there's a sea here. Okay. Then you read another news. How SEA Ltd could easily reach $1 trillion market cap. Dang, 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 dang. You can see all this, right? So this one is by a very large US stock advisory firm called the Motley Fool. They're quite popular in the investment world, right? Wow, so this SEA Ltd must be something, right? And then you'll see another popular channel called Seeking Alpha. Ding, 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 ding. SEA Ltd, the only Asian stock you need to own. My goodness, they're not talking about the only Singapore stock, but they're talking about the only Asian stock you need to own. Wow. So imagine, right, if let's say you're a newbie investor, you watch the YouTube video, this guy became a millionaire. No proof yet, millionaire, by investing in this company called SEA Ltd. And then you read all the news, you're swamped, overwhelmed by all this news. Wow, SEA Ltd, right? Wow, then there's one more from investing.com. Okay, ding, 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 3 reasons why SEA Ltd stock is special. Wow, so after reading all this, what will happen? Wow, the only feeling you get, right, is like this stock, this company most likely is a super stock. Yeah, so how can most people be wrong, right? So what do? Without much experience, you take some money and then you press buy, press buy, right? Yeah, and then you believe that one day you'll go to the moon. Yeah, one day go to the moon. And this is how the share price of SEA Ltd look like. Can you see? So it's really to the moon, And then, the news, right? Every time when the share price go up, there'll be news here, everywhere, right? Wow, and so on. And then I still remember somewhere around here, right? I was watching my YouTube video there. I saw one young guy in specs. He said, hey, there's this company, it's a super stock. Don't buy things like Alibaba, don't buy things like Tencent, don't buy things like Amazon. This is the next Amazon. So I was watching the YouTube ad. I was thinking, wow, there's something that I didn't know. So eventually he flashed one graph, which is the revenue graph, right? Wow, so the revenue graph looks really nice, exponential. And then he said, let me introduce to you this stock. And this company is called SEA Ltd. Yeah, and this is not just a normal company, it's a super stock. And then it goes up. And I just want to let you know that all the news that you read, including the TikTok video, including the YouTube ad that I've watched, right? Just to let you know that all those stuff that I've shared took place in 2021. And in 2021, the entire US stock market was really bullish. Yeah, so what does it mean, right? Anyone with zero experience is a stock market genius. You just take a stone, you just toss at anything, right? The share price will go up. Okay, huh? Now, but this year, all the news suddenly changed their tone. Yeah, including the YouTube app suddenly vanished. So the super stock no longer super. Why? Because the stock looked like this. Yeah. So remember the news that you have seen just now took place in year 2021. And let's see what are the news today in 2022, right? Now, can you see here? Sea's stock plunge as Forest Lee's 70 billion well drop from peak, whatever. So if you look at the previous screenshot that I showed you, right, can you see? Here they say, oh, this guy is very rich, and then right now, this guy is his net worth has dropped. Yep. So you can see the contradiction, right? And then for this one, the same company, Motley Fool. Yeah, why SEA Ltd stock crashed Tuesday's morning? And then here you say, oh, investor might want to wait and buy, but just months ago they recommended people to buy, right? They say you could reach a trillion market, right? And immediately months ago they suddenly changed tone, huh? But remember, it's the same company, right? Then within the same company but different author, right? This guy say, hey, maybe you want to consider buying the dip, huh? So this fella say you might want to wait, and this person say you might want to buy the dip. Now, so before I carry on, I just want to let you know that the investing, right, is not a popularity contest, and you cannot take your 10K, 100K, 50K hard-earned money and then you put into some company because somebody said so. Yeah, this is very dangerous. Now, so let's look at the SEA share price today. It's supposed to be super stock, right? Now, the share price from the recent high, right, it has dropped a negative 77.2%. Now, imagine if you put 100K over here, right? Wow, you know how it feels? 100K, and then it dropped like 2/3. Okay, 2/3, right? So remember here, everybody's a genius, Here, all the genius all kept quiet already. Okay, so you have to be very careful, right? Now, so the reason why I want to show you this is every single day we are swamped by a lot of things. Yeah, with the social media, everybody is saying a lot of things. And then remember last year, right? If you have a TikTok account and you sort of like scroll through the TikTok, you will see a lot of crypto videos where music is playing in the background and this guy point, oh no, yes, no, yes, no. And you may notice that right now in TikTok, all such video has vanished because right now it's crypto winter. Yeah. So it's very important. The first lesson we need to talk about before we talk about this company called SEA, right, is remember we need to have some form of independent thinking. We cannot make a choice by relying on other people or stock tip or whatsoever. So here I specifically said never buy a stock or a company, right? Just by reading some news, because the news will flip left or right? Listening to a YouTube influencer or watching a TikToker video. So this is very dangerous. This is very dangerous, right? Now, this is the most recent news on the 31st of August. Now, I'm not very sure whether you came across this, but it's quite recent. So, Thai police hunt down a YouTuber nutty multi-million-dollar forex scam. Now, you see, investing is not trying to follow someone who is very pretty or whatsoever. Yeah, and it's not trying to follow a YouTuber. Okay, Let me show you what the article talks about, right? So here it says, this nutty, which is this so-called YouTuber, advertise a personal wealth. So right now you will see quite common that people will, drive a Lamborghini or whatever, or sometimes they do a shoot, and then at the back, right, is a swimming pool, or maybe they're on a yacht. But nobody knows whether the condo is rent, the yacht is rent, nobody knows. But it's quite common, right? Yeah, will advertise a personal wealth social media platform, and then because they do this very often, they dupe people into thinking that she got rich quick from Forex. Maybe there are some people who are legit, but we have to be very careful. But where is the red flag? So pay attention to this part, right? Remember, she invited people to deposit money into her account, not your account, but into her account, promising a 25% return, right, for 3 months. Yeah, so in other words, it's 25% per quarter. So in other words, for 1 year, right, is 25% times 4, Yeah, so it's 100%, right, per year. Yeah, my goodness, I mean, who can make this kind of money, right? Yeah. And then here you say, oh, you can do 30% for a 6 months contract. All these things are already red flag. But the interesting thing is people actually transfer millions of dollars, right, into her personal account. That's something I find quite irrational, very hard to understand. Yeah, but this is not the only one. Let's look at our own local news. This is about a year ago, right? By the way, this is public news, right? So it was published on the 18th of February 2021. So this person, his name is called Kenneth Kam, right? Kenneth. Yeah, Kenneth Kam, ex-company director, which is this Kenneth Kam, charged over 195 more counts over a loan scam, now involving 60 million. Actually, it's more than 60 million. Let me just show you what it says. This Kenneth Kam, right, deceived lenders into believing that he will generate money from Forex, same thing as Forex, right, to pay them return at 3% per month. But I think this Kenneth Kam more conservative, because the lady is 100% per year, right? So his is 36%, right, per year. So I think, yeah. And then when you see this, before the news come out, it looks quite real because this Kenneth has written a book called The Equilibrium, and then he even launched like a book launch. People go and sign books, and so on, right? And then not only that, he took photo with the minister, minister, right? I think the context is this Kenneth is some patron or some arts association or whatsoever. Yeah, so with all these things put together, you will believe that he's legitimate. But the key thing is actually this Kenneth Kam does not have a MAS license, right, to take money from you to do Forex trading and then make money. So, but eventually it was exposed. Yeah, so anyway, the key thing is this is nothing new. Yeah, Ponzi scheme is nothing new. All such scam is nothing new. So we have to be very careful. Yeah, so I just want to share with you that independent thinking is very important. And regardless of what people say, Forex, crypto, or whatsoever, right, we have to ask ourselves, do we fully understand the things that we do? It can be a company, it can be Forex, it can be crypto. And then, of course, ultimately, right, do you have the relevant skill set to understand? Yeah, so if here is no, you shouldn't put anything. Yeah, this is quite dangerous. Yeah, and then the last one, of course, assuming that 1 and 2 is not issue. Okay, you have some form of independent thinking, you have some form of competence. You also need to understand some financial terms. Now, for example, right, there is a difference between a revenue and profit. Yeah, profit. And then later, okay, maybe I explain now to make Hillary's life very easy. So in other words, if I provide a speaking service to someone, right, and then I charge them, let's say 1K. So this 1K is revenue, revenue, right? So what do you mean by profit? So I charge them 1K, and I take this 1K, right? So I maybe pay for my taxi fare, I pay for my food, I pay for my whatever, right? So I take 1K minus all the expenses, whatever is left. Yeah, if it's a positive number, then it's a profit. Yeah, so there's a difference between revenue and profit. Yeah, but right now I noticed some trend where people define a company as super good, whatever terms, right, by just judging the revenue alone without taking into consideration profit. This is quite dangerous. It might work in the bull market, but the moment recession or bear market comes, your money might be wiped off. Yep. So always remember this. Revenue is vanity. Yeah. Profit is sanity. Okay, this is very important. And of course, the last point, right, is remember Warren Buffett has a very famous investment rule, and he said investment rule number 1 is never lose money. And the reason why he said this is because losing money is really easy. You just make one silly decision, that's it. Everything is gone. Making money is really difficult. And let me prove it to you right in the next graph. Okay. Yeah, I'm a real life living example that losing money is quite easy. You make something silly, right, and that's it. So let me just show you this part over here. Maybe I just read it out quickly. This article was published many years ago. That was 10th of June, Sunday, right, 2012. It's a full page, full color article, It's like a free advertorial for me, right, for the wrong reason. So you can see here, it talks about me, before .com, I invested all these .com companies where actually they don't make money, right? Yeah, and then, everything looks good until when a bubble bursts, right? And then the money that I've lost is actually meant for my wedding. Yeah, so I have no choice but to borrow money from my wife, Miss Au, who was my girlfriend. So I had to borrow 50K to pay for the wedding, dinner, renovation, and so on. So I know how it feels to lose money, which brings me to this graph over here, right? Now, if the share price fall by such a huge amount, and let's say you bought it here, you know how many percent you have to make just to break even? Yeah, break even here, we're not talking about making money. That means at this point over here, if you just want to break even, right? Yeah, the share price has to go up by 339.4% just to break even. Okay, so I'm going to slow down over here, right? Now, and the reason why I show you this graph, remember, losing money is really easy. And then making money is really difficult. And to make sure that we do not put ourselves into a certain predicament, right? And I like one of a very famous quote I heard from you know, a very famous investor, right? She said, it's actually a she, right? So she said that the best way to get out of trouble is to stay out of trouble. Don't put yourself into predicament, right, by doing some silly thing just by listening to a stock tip. Now, so let's look at it from a very scientific perspective versus hearing news. So now the question for tonight, which is actually our deep dive, is actually, is SEA Limited really a potential super stock as what people say, YouTuber, influencer, or so on? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass my time, right, to Hillary, and Hillary is going to go deep dive, and then she's going to talk about this company called SEA, and then she will hand over to me. Yeah, so Hillary, back to you.
Hi, good evening everyone. So this is Hillary here. So now I'll be taking you on to the journey to investigate whether if SEA Limited is really a super stock. So without further ado, we'll get into it. Okay, so first off, we'll look at the latest share price that SEA has, which I took it on the 1st of August. So you can see that since the start of the pandemic in March 2020, it really rise up sharply, which increased about 800+%. So that is the reason why earlier the TikToker says that this stock made her a millionaire. However, after they reached their highest peak in November 2021, it just plunges down, and it plunges more than 80%. So currently it's like share price is around $62. And we can see that earlier on, Cayden has shared a lot of news like this one. It says that the news says that the share prices surged up stronger than expected, and it was reported in May. But then another news actually reported earlier 1 month, which is around in April, says that there's a share price plunge for Grab, for SEA. And then subsequently, in later month in August, they also mentioned that the SEA is now being downgraded to hold. So with that, you might be thinking like, should I buy SEA or should I not buy SEA? How can I decide whether is SEA really a good stock? So which is the reason why we come down to this deep dive, because we are also curious that whether is it real what the famous YouTubers or influencers says that this one is really a super stock. So here, we are just sharing this case study and not to say that this is a good stock to buy. And we can see here for this one, neither Mind Kinesis Investment, Value Investing Academy, nor the authors, which is me and also Cayden, are operated or affiliated with any broker, dealer, or licensed financial advisor. So for here, we are merely sharing what we have found out to say that whether is this a super stock or this is not a super stock, but it's not a confirmation chop that this is a super stock, buy it. This is not our intention for this deep dive series. So with that, we will get down into finding out about this company. So first off, what is SEA Limited? So SEA Limited is actually the leading global consumer internet company that is being founded in Singapore. And they actually operated in 3 subsidiaries, which is the first one is Garena. It's a digital entertainment. Shopee, the e-commerce platform. And also SEA Money, the digital financial services. And it's actually founded by this founder, Mr. Forrest Lee, in 2009 as Garena. So they first started out as the gaming company. Then in 2017, they rebranded it as SEA Limited. Okay, so to keep things fun and interesting, so we decided to look into the historical development of this company. So in 2009, Garena was being founded by Forrest Lee. And then in 2014, they decided to start in the digital financial service in the Southeast Asian region, which is in Vietnam and Thailand. Then the next year, they launched this e-commerce platform, which is Shopee in the Southeast Asia and also Taiwan. In 2017, they decided to rebrand it as SEA Limited because they are launching an IPO in the New York Stock Exchange. and the launching price is at $15. So when you purchase it at that price and it shoots up more than $100, of course, it will make everyone a millionaire. And then in 2019, they introduced SEA Money, which is the conglomerate for all digital financial services. And then they launched Shopee in Brazil, which is their first step into the Latin America region. And 2 years later, they also expand to other Latin American regions like Mexico, Colombia, and also some European countries like Poland and also Spain. And they further expanded more financial services, and they actually launched a SEA Bank in Indonesia. So this is a short history for SEA Limited. And now we will look into what are the services and products that they actually provided through these 3 segments. So they actually operated in 3 subsidiaries and mainly throughout these regions in the world: Southeast Asia, Taiwan, Latin America, and also some of the world. So first off, Garena is the digital entertainment that develops and also publish online games. And Shopee is the e-commerce platform and is the leading e-commerce platform in Southeast Asia and Taiwan. SEA Money is the digital finance services in Southeast Asia for now. So now we'll look into Garena. So what does Garena do, or what are their products? So they actually develop and publish mobile and PC online games. So you can see on the right, those are the games that is being listed out on their website, where there's PC games and also some mobile games. And actually Free Fire is one of their famous mobile game. And then they also distributed other game titles that is not being developed by them, like for example, Call of Duty. If you still recall that a few months ago when we are doing another gaming company, Activision Blizzard, is actually developed by them. So they are actually publishing this on their platform. And other than providing games, they also provide access to other entertainment content and social features, for example, like e-sport events, and also live streaming of these e-sport events, and also user chat and online forums to build up the community, the gaming community, because when games are played together, it's much more fun compared to play a single person. And this actually, they have more than 130 markets exposure for people to play their games. Okay, next up, we'll look at Shopee, the famous e-commerce platform. So Shopee actually provides a very easy, secure, and fast online shopping experience with a wide product categories, as you can see from my right, and also a convenient integrated payment system, because when we buy something, we wanted to know that whether does our payment go through. The worst feeling is that I made a payment, but it did not tell me that whether the payment went through, and I might accidentally pay another time, which ends up a double pay. And when you try to get a refund, it's going to be a lot of hassle. And also another thing, they also provide a seamless logistic infrastructure for the seller, because when the sellers sell the products, they wanted to deliver to the buyers. So if imagine the logistic is not in a smooth infrastructure, then there's a lot of hiccups, or maybe even the products get lost during the transit. It's going to be a nightmare. And for Shopee, they are currently operated in 13 countries, which are being listed here. And they also introduced some gaming and also some social elements, such as Shopee Coins, Shopee Live, where influencers or maybe some other famous people, they can go onto Shopee Live to sell their products. And also some Shopee games, where you play games and you can collect coins, the Shopee Coins. So the coins that you collected, you can actually use for some certain rebates. So the reason why they had this element is to bring in more people onto their platform, and then also retain them to use the platform, so that you can see that on the Shopee coin, whenever you check into the app for 1 day, then you also get 1 coin. That is how they try to retain the users. Okay. Next is SEA Money, the digital financial subsidiary. So they offer these financial services, which is the mobile wallet services, payment processing, credit offerings like loans, InsurTech. So when I was doing a research, when I look at this InsurTech, it's a very new word for me, but it's actually a combination of word of insurance and technology. So in short, it means that they are using technology to enhance the insurance services, which is something like fintech. And they also provide digital bank services, but currently it's only in Indonesia. Okay, so they also obtain a digital full bank license for these 3 countries. So if you are curious, like what is the difference between a digital bank or maybe a traditional bank, You can also watch our YouTube video deep dive series on new bank where we explain what is a digital bank and what is a traditional bank and even what is a neo bank. Okay, and also for the brands under this subsidiary, they are Shopee Pay, which is the mobile wallet, S Pay Later, which is recently a new famous term that most of the merchants they like to use, buy now, pay later, which means once you buy, you can pay it in 3 or 4 installments, and also C Bank. Okay, so now we are looking into how they actually earn or generate the revenue. So first off, we look at how each of the subsidiary they monetize their products and services. So for Garena, actually they are offering freemium games. So what is a freemium? Freemium means that the players can download the game and play for free, which is some games they will offer a lot of features where you can play a lot, but if you wanted to have additional features or maybe perks to play the game to enhance the gaming experience, you can actually purchase some in-game virtual items or some season passes to make you enjoy the game. And next, for e-commerce, they actually charge the sellers for fees. These are the fees that they actually charges, like paid advertising, transaction-based, and also value-added services like the logistic example that I mentioned earlier. And also they sell the products under their official store as well. So other than providing a platform for sellers to sell the products, they can also sell their own products under their own official store. And next is the C Money, the digital financial services, where they charge commissions to these third parties for mobile wallet services, loans, and also they earn interest from their credit businesses. So this is how actually Shopee made money from. Okay. So next, we'll look at the total revenue generated in 2021. So you can see that in 2021, they generated about 9.96 USD billion, and e-commerce is actually taking half of the revenue. That means e-commerce is generating half of the revenue. But in the latest quarter, Q2 2022, they generated about 2.9 billion. E-commerce still contributed a lot, which is 59%. However, the digital entertainment, which is Garena, actually drops from 43 to 31%, and the digital financial services increased from 5% to 10%. So why is this so? So to understand that what actually happened, we look into their key metrics for these 3 subsidiaries. So first off, for Garena, we see that their quarterly active users for their latest quarterly report actually drops, and the quarterly paying users actually drop even more. So you can see that for active users, it drops about 14.6% from last quarter to this quarter. And for quarterly paying users, they drop about 40% when they compare between Q2 of 2021 and Q2 of this year. So you can see that when there's lesser user paying for the game, that is the reason why the revenue drop. And next for e-commerce, so we will see why does the e-commerce portion increased. So first off, the gross order, that means the number of orders that is being going through the platform, actually increased about 41.6%. And GMV, so when I was doing the research, this is another new term I learned. It's called gross merchandise value, where they use this to measure the total value of sales over a period of time. So imagine that one sale at $1 compared to one sale to $10. So even though it's a gross order of 2 sales, but these 2 sales, they have different merchandise value. So this is the reason that for this GMV, they generated about 19 billion. Okay, so for C Money, you can see that compared to last year's quarter to this year's quarter, they actually increased 53% of users using this platform. And as a result, as there's more users using, so definitely have more people using the mobile wallet services. So this is the reason why the C Money percentage increased from 5 to 10%. Okay, so now we will look into the geographical revenue in 2021. So Southeast Asia contributed about 64%, and the rest are for the other countries. So Garena actually has exposure to 130 markets, Shopee for 13 countries, and Southeast Asian is only for these 6 countries. However, when I was doing the research, they did not report the geographical revenue for quarter 2, 2022. So this is the only data that I have for now. So now we will look at what are the future plans that SEA Ltd plan to expand their operations. So first off, for Garena, they intend to expand the Free Fire to the West, and also they also invest in this Play Win Games, which is a social focused game. So for Free Fire, they actually look into esports, because when it's esports, there's a group of people playing and they can foster their connection through these shared experiences. And we know that when people are playing together, it's formed into a community. So by expanding this game to the West, it's kind of like tapping into the global community. And they actually launched this Free Fire Pro Series North America last year. And then next, for this Play Win social games, they say that they invest into this is because mobile games are better when we play together. So they are kind of like trying to attract people to play the game. So the more people play, just like Free Fire, like a freemium, when people wanted to have more features, they may pay for the in-game features. And next, for Shopee, they are organizing more sales events and also plan to expand to global operations. So these are some of the promotions that they intend to have, and they have intention to launch more shopping events for the luxury segment and invest deeper into advertising. So it's kind of like enticing people to buy more by letting them know that, oh, now there's promotion. And even I noticed that recently they also promote about 9.9, which is a sale on September 9th. And then for expanding the operation to overseas, they intend to further expand to other Latin American countries, Europe, India, and South Korea. So for SEA Money, they actually recently launched the digital bank, the SEA Bank in Indonesia. And because they have obtained the banking license in Singapore and Philippines, so they intend to start up a SEA Bank in Philippines. But so far, they have not mentioned anything about Singapore yet. And they also expand the partner network for Shopee Pay, especially in the Philippines. So you can see that they are already starting to expand more financial services, credit services in all these markets. And they also start up the SEA Bank in Indonesia and also future in the Philippines. Okay, so for here, they actually expand their partner network in the Philippines to 50,000. So imagine that when there's small merchants accepting Shopee Pay, there will be more people wanted to use these features. But if let's say when I went to Shop A has Shopee Pay, but Shop B does not have Shopee Pay, I may consider use another form of method, a payment method to pay for my goods. Okay, so now we'll look at who are the competitors and whether the Shopee Pay, does SEA Ltd has a competitive edge over their competitors. Okay, so this is not say that they really have this moat, but we are kind of like investigating, do they have this moat? So first off is the network effect, because in order for them to stand an edge over the competitors, they need to have a large user base, which these three they might need. And then distribution effect, which is the products and services availability. For this is Garena because it's available for 130 markets. And copyright, so for Garena, when they created the games, they have certain copyrights. And for license, which is SEA Money for the banking license. Okay, so now we'll look at the competitors for Garena. So in last quarter 2022, so we can see that Garena Free Fire is actually one of the top download games in the world. And we see that monthly active users in April is actually ranking number 3, which is more than 300 million users are playing the games. However, when it comes to look at the revenue, it's actually dropped from 8 to 10 compared to the previous quarter. Okay, so now we'll look at Shopee competitors. So for here, we focus on the Southeast Asian market because Shopee is the leading e-commerce platform in this region. And we see that this number, what does this number mean? This number actually means that the average monthly website visits in millions. So we can see that for all these 6 countries, Shopee is actually taking the lead. And then earlier on, we learned the term called GMV. Shopee also has the most transaction in terms of money value compared to other e-commerce platforms. So we can see that actually Shopee is really one of the leading e-commerce platforms in the Southeast Asian region. And then now we look at SEA Money. So for SEA Money, this one actually shows that the type of payment method that is being used in Southeast Asian country, but we will only focus on online wallet, which is the e-wallet, the mobile wallet that Shopee Pay uses. So we can see that there are various different forms. So they are not only competing with other online wallet, they're also competing with other payment method. So what is actually an e-wallet? E-wallet is like a digital wallet inside your phone where they use an app, like for example, the GrabPay. Okay, so these are actually some of the e-wallets is being provided in the Southeast Asian region, and for Shopee Pay is actually available in all 6 countries. So these are some of the competitors that they have. So when I was trying to compare the numbers, apparently there's no one figure for all Southeast Asian. They are either focusing on only one country, like only in Indonesia or in Malaysia. So it's a bit hard for me to come up with a number. So I can only say that Shopee Pay is available in all 6 countries, but they have other forms of e-wallet payment in different area. Okay, so now here's the fun part, the financial statements. So earlier on, you've seen that, wow, all the things that SEA Wallet has, it looks good. And it seems like it has certain types of potentials and it looks exciting. But now we'll go down to the numbers. So earlier on, Cayden was talking about revenue. So he says that it's growing in exponential, which is true. So based on value investing methodology, this is really a good sign that it is really able to generate the sales. But when we come to the net income, the profit, so this is the formula for net income, which is we take all revenue minus off all the expenses, which is end up either be a profit or a loss. So you can see this is the 0, and below it is actually all losses. So now the question is, since the revenue is increasing, but why is SEA Ltd losing money? So now we'll look into the numbers. So first off, we can see that revenue is increasing, yes, but the expenses is cost of goods sold, which is the direct expense cost used to provide the services or used to produce the products, and operating expense are other miscellaneous expenses to support the business operations. So we combine them together as all expenses, and when we do the calculation, ends up the net income, you can see that it's increasing. So this is one of the reasons why the net income or SEA Ltd is experiencing losses. So based on value investing methodology, this is not a good sign. And next, we are curious about their cash flow. So for that, we'll look into their operating cash flow. So we can see that the 0 line, I've drawn it out. So it's kind of like half-half. But what is really an operating cash flow? So operating cash flow is actually the cash flow that is generated from their normal business activities like selling the products or maybe charging fees, commissions. So when it's a positive cash flow, that means there's cash coming in from these business activities. But when it's negative, that means the cash are flowing out. So you can see the thumbs up and thumbs down. Currently, the operating cash flow for SEA Ltd is in the positive, but how long will it last? We don't know, because earlier on we see that the net income is actually in a loss. So we are not sure. So now we'll look into their free cash flow. So free cash flow is actually the cash that's freely available for the businesses after they have deducted the capital expenditure. So capital expenditure actually is the expenses that used to purchase assets that last more than 12 months. Okay, so the same thing, I'll draw a 0 line across, and we can see that most of the year it's in the red zone. Only in 2020 is in the profit zone. So why? So now we go to the numbers again. So in 2020, it's because the operation cash flow is higher than the capital expenditure, which results in a positive free cash flow. But in 2021, the capital expenditure is far more than the money that they are bringing in from their business activities, which ends up a negative free cash flow. However, for here, the capital expenditure could be means that SEA Ltd is really expanding the businesses. So that's why they invested a lot more money to expand their operations, which we saw earlier on their future plans. But because currently it's in the negative zone, so based on the value investing methodology, this is not really a good sign. Okay, so now we wanted to know how are their debt levels. So for this case, we will look into total debt per share. So total debt per share for currently in 2021 is about 7.64. And the current price for the share of SEA Ltd is about $62. So this means that for every share that the investor purchased at $62, the investor will take on $7.64 of debt. So debt is like a hole in the pocket. So if there's a debt, and that means there's a hole in the pocket, the person will tend to lose money. But if there is no hole in the pocket, the money will be kept inside the pocket. But if the hole is getting bigger and bigger, the money is lost in the pocket will be more and more. So for now, we see that the trend is actually increasing, but will the company able to turn this curve back down? We are not sure. So for that, investors should always take note that whether will the company continue to take on more debt since that they're not profitable at the moment. So for this, I'll give it a, I'm not sure. Okay, but wait. So now, why? So in this news, they mentioned that even though SEA is spending very aggressively and there's a huge cash losses, but a strong balance sheet can support SEA. So they might have a bright future. So even though the numbers does not look really good from what we see, but here says that SEA is having a strong balance sheet. So is it true? So now we will look at the balance sheet formula. So for that, we will look into shareholders' equity. Shareholders' equity is made up of capital. So capital is the money that is being put into the company or put into the businesses for them to work. And another part of it is retained earnings. So retained earnings is actually the accumulation of the income that the company has made from the business operations. So now we'll look into it. So the total equity for the past 3 years is actually positive, which kind of support what the news was saying. But then the retained earnings from the company is actually in the red and it has becoming bigger and bigger. So now we look, why is the reason so? It's because the capital that is being put into the company is increasing, which is why the total equity is in positive. So now the question is this really true? Okay, so now we'll look into the potential risk of the company. So first off, the company is actually at a loss. So actually they are burning cash to grow the market share because earlier when we are seeing, they are kind of like, the expenses are really, really huge. So first off is that Shopee actually expands aggressively around the world. And from this article, they mentioned that it's because they dangle incentives that were irresistible for the consumers, like for example, free vouchers for new users, discounted prices, and also free delivery. And even some of us might be aware that Shopee actually invited certain big stars to help them to do the advertisements. Those are actually costs as well. And now, this actually worked well because right now, Shopee is really the biggest e-commerce in Southeast Asia. But if they are planning to expand the operation to overseas, can they replicate this strategy? That is the question. And this article also mentions that the company loses money. It's very straightforward. And they are actually focused on expansion, so which is why they are burning cash through to gain the market share. Okay, next is that we saw that Garena actually slowed down in user growth, which is shown in the latest quarter. And one of the reasons was because there was a macro trend of decline in the game genre. And this game actually banned in India. So even though India is only one country, but India is one of the top 3 countries with the most population in the world. So whether will it really affect it a lot, we are not sure, but it's something that we need to ponder about. Because you can see that SEA Ltd is actually operated in 3 business segments. So imagine that a chair with 3 legs. So currently Garena is not working well, so that means one leg is not working well. Will the chair be stable with only 2 legs left? That's something we need to think about. And this article actually mentions that Free Fire is actually a battle royale. So battle royale means that there's a group of players, they play against each other, and you have to fight against other players so that you'll be the last person standing within the game. So this is a battle royale game genre. And actually, after the pandemic, it started to slowly decline. And this one is actually the article that mentioned that Free Fire is banned in India. Okay, next is a very stiff competition. So all the business segments of SEA Ltd is actually competing with other consumer internet company for the market share, like for example, e-commerce and digital payments. So now we'll look at in 2018, these are the websites or the online marketplace that is being most visited, with Alibaba dominating in Asia, Mercado Libre in Latin America, and Amazon in US and also Europe. So now we'll look at the latest figures, which is in 2022. Alibaba still ranked the 3rd, Amazon 5th, and Mercado Libre in 8th. So imagine that Shopee wanted to expand their operations to these countries. They need to fight against these giants. So currently, Shopee is not really in a profit area. So how are they able to go in to compete against them? And next, we look at the worldwide e-wallet service providers in 2020. So you can see that other than the different methods of paying method that is available, they also need to compete with other of these e-wallet service providers as well. And this is the latest figure that I managed to find out, with Alipay taking the lead, followed by WeChat Pay and also Apple Pay. Okay, so to conclude it all, SEA Ltd is actually the leading e-commerce platform in Southeast Asia and Taiwan, which is a fact. And SEA Money is actually really expanding rapidly within the Southeast Asian region. However, the company is burning cash to grow the market share, and also there's a slowdown in the user base growth for Garena, and there's stiff competition against other consumer internet company. So with that, this is our finding about SEA Ltd. So you can go through the video again in case you find some interesting information. And with that, I'll pass back to Cayden. Thank you.
Hi, this is Cayden. Welcome back. Now, I just want to make sure that you are able to see my slide, right, which is over here. Yeah, so Angeline is always around. Thanks for supporting us. You should be able to see the slide, right, which is the conclusion slide. Now, let me just do a quick recap of what Hillary has just said. Usually for people, if you are not into investing, right, you only look at the pros, you only look at the good things. Oh, you know, SEA Ltd, wow, is the leading e-commerce platform in Southeast Asia, which is true. And then they got a lot of things. So right now, you know, you've learned, right, that there are 3 areas of business. Yeah, so they always want to grow. Now, remember, these are the things that, how should I say, they want to do, and they are taking the lead. But the key thing is all these things must be translated to numbers. So if the losses are getting lesser and lesser, maybe it's a consolation. But the losses are getting more and more. Yeah. And then just to let you know that other than this SEA Ltd, if I remember correctly, I think many months ago we did this. We did Facebook, right? We did Facebook. We did Netflix. So just to let you know that companies like Facebook, like so-called the internet company, or Netflix, so-called internet company, right? During the bull market, or maybe about 5-6 years ago, they are really booming, which means that the monthly active users, interestingly, you know, it all went up. But for the past 1 year plus, from what we have observed, at least for Facebook, for Netflix, or even for Alibaba, and then recently we discovered one company called Momo, right, where they do dating app. Just to let you know that this Momo and Tantan, right, they are the largest dating app in the entire China. So I realized that we're here, oh no, the largest. But when you hear this largest, you thought that the revenue, everything will correspond. They're also large, you know, make money and so on. But we realize it's not true. And all these companies, monthly active users, or MAU for short, right, unfortunately declined recently. For the past 1 year plus, it has flattened or it has dropped. Yeah, so even though the impression that we get is, wow, they're like internet company, you know, but actually it's not true if you look at the numbers, which is why this is a bit vanity. The sanity is over on the right side, right? So you see that the company is burning cash. Burning cash, slow down, stiff competition, and so on. So remember, as investors, our job, right? So this is like the upside. upside, or your possible return, right? Possible return. Yeah, but remember, this is just what they want to do or what they have done. But these are not the numbers. The numbers are actually here. Yeah, so this is the downside. So this is the risk. So our job, right, as investor is to know enough, to understand so that we can minimize the downside and then increase the upside. We cannot buy a company because Jackie Chan appears on Shopee, right? Yeah, so this is quite a dangerous thing. Yeah, but even if Jackie Chan appears on Shopee, you must ask yourself, if you run a company Shopee, right, how much you need to pay Jackie Chan just to do a thumbs up? Yeah, so I think that's a very expensive thumbs up. Yeah. So let's look at the reality. So let's do a very Adam say very good sharing or SEA Limited, great insights. Oh, Adam, thanks. Adam, by the way, are you our grad? Sora is our grad, Angeline is our grad, right? Yeah. So let's come back to reality, In the very beginning of this session, there are a lot of noises. 2021, SEA Limited boss become very rich. You should buy this. This one will become a 1 trillion company. Now the entire Asia is only one stock to buy. That's the news all in 2021, where the market is extremely bullish. And then when the bear market comes, and then there's a possible recession, all the bad news come. Yeah. So remember, the key lesson is don't just buy stock based on hearsay. Yeah, we must be intelligent enough to make an independent decision. And to do that, we must know enough. If we do not know enough, we cannot make an independent decision. So here we're trying to put you through this journey as an investor, right? So that eventually me, you, Hillary, all of us, we become an intelligent investor. We don't buy something, dump our hard-earned money just based on one TikToker video. This is very dangerous. So after you have heard what Hillary has said, let's assume that the company is undervalued. Yeah, anyway, it's losing money, so it's quite difficult to determine what's the intrinsic value, but let's say it's undervalued. So I have listed out 3 choices over here. You know that for VIA's Deep Dive series, we always play this game, right? Now, we will play enough for you to know, hey, I once heard from VIA that, every time at the end of some analysis, we need to ask ourselves, where should we put our choice? So let's say you have a choice like basketball, right? Which basket will you toss? So maybe, I think, is Susie going to do a tour, or are they supposed to? Yeah, so you just hang on for a short while, right? And then it's a VIA grad. Okay, so our teammate is going to do a poll, right? So you ask yourself, now, if you want to make a choice, do you think SEA Limited, is it a low risk, high return? Basket A, is it a high risk, high return? Basket B, or is it a high risk, this is suicidal, right? Basket C. Yeah, so the poll is already up. Now, you should be able to see in your YouTube somewhere, right? Can you just select which basket, either A, B, or C? I'm just going to give you 10 seconds to select, right? So remember, this is not a popularity contest, but we just want to hear your view, right? Hear your view, Yeah, so basket A, B, or C? So far, A. Wow. My colleague was telling me so far A, I got shocked. After we talk so much, you select A. I think we better stop this deep dive. Okay. Yeah. So the result is out, are you able to release the poll? Okay, I wait for the poll to pop out in the chat, right? Okay, the poll has really popped out in the chat. So right now, C, right, is 55%. Wow, finally, our effort at least is not wasted. Wow, after that is A, I'm thinking, what are we doing, right? So B is 25%, and then A is 20%. Okay, now, so what does this mean? Now, remember, when you have tossed your ball, right, into basket C, it's no, you don't buy. Okay, when you toss into B, right, it's dangerous, you're buying a lottery ticket. So, based on Charlie Munger's philosophy, right, it's also don't. So, B don't buy, C don't buy. Yeah, only A, then you buy. It's a low risk, high return game. So, in other words, if you put money at 10K, 20K, 100K into C, right, and if you selected A, you should be able to sleep nicely. So if you are not sleeping nicely, it shouldn't be an A. Okay, so this is a sleeping test, right? So Xiong Boon says C, Okay, so I'm going to leave this thing here, right? Now, so this is C. So what happened is this afternoon when I was going through the C's competitors. C's competitor. So I'm going to share with you some good news first, like you spend a 1 hour shit, man. After that, end up with C. So right now, let me share the good news. The good news is when I was going through the comparative analysis for the competitors of C, including Alibaba, right? I realized that there was one company that stood out. Yeah, so this company has fundamental numbers that looks really great. Yeah, much better than C, in which I'm going to share with you quite soon. So at least we end today's deep dive, right, with a good note, especially on a Friday. So at least you after watching this, at least I got one company to think of. Yeah, but before I share with this company, remember, this slide is quite important. Ultimately, after every analysis, you need to derive here and then select A, B, or C, right? Now, so I just want to let you know that in case some of you, which is 100 of you, you are not our US case study subscribers. Now, just to let you know that SEA Ltd, I think, took Hillary a couple of days. So it's not easy, right, for a person who with no financial background, for most of the people, to try to analyze company, because it's going to be very difficult. And then just now we have some of our grad, for example, Adam is our grad, Xiongbu is our grad, Angeline is our grad, I suppose Bei Qing is also our grad, right? Yeah. Now, in case you are a grad, what does this slide means, right? Now, you realize that this slide consists of a couple of components, and what are the components? So this slide, right, is dated year 2021. So which means that in year 2021, we have discovered a total of 29 good companies, definitely much superior, right, than C. And then these are some of the date, right, initially that we discovered the share price. Yep. So these are the share price when we first discovered over here. Yeah. And yellow, what does it mean, right? Here, these are the intrinsic value. Yeah, yellow means the company is still undervalued. All the companies are good from an angle of value investing. Now, so just to let you know that from 2021 until today, right, we have found a total of 48 companies which are much safer, much more superior, right, than C. And out of these 48 companies, 37 are still undervalued. Yeah, which is cheap, which is cheap, right? And you, every single one of you, which is 100 of you, you will have instant access tonight, right? So how do you do it now? But before I carry on, I just want to let you know that it's not an easy job to be an investor if you're not trained. So for example, people like Angeline, right? You know, Angeline, Xiongbu, all these people, they went through our class, so they know what it's all about. So let me just share with you what are the typical challenges faced by any investors, especially those people who knows nothing. So number one, they have asked themselves if they try to figure out their own DIY, right? Yeah. So the question they ask themselves is, do you know where to search? Yeah, there's so many companies. 3006. Do you know where to search? Yeah, so maybe you're not sure. Then the next one, do you know how to evaluate a company, whether it's good or bad? Now, most people buy C, right, because they have no idea how to evaluate. Yeah, because somebody says super, they also super, so they buy. Then buy already, the share price dropped by 70%. Okay, So you have to ask yourself, do you know how to evaluate a company? Then the next question is, do you know where's the entry point? So yeah, it's good, but when do you press buy, right? And then, by the way, buying is quite easy, Yeah, want to sell is very difficult. So right now, you're kind of stuck at this company called C, which is 70% down, right, all the way down to the base, right? So now the question is what? You want to cut loss? You want to exit? What you want to do? Yeah, so it's not so easy. So be very careful, If everybody can become rich by watching a 5 minutes TikTok video, I mean, we don't need to go to school, full time watch TikTok. Okay, Then the last question is, okay, I understand this, but there are 11 sectors in the entire US stock exchange, and there is a total of almost 4,000 companies. So now the question is, how is anyone is capable to know all the companies in all industries? And even Warren Buffett cannot do it. So these are the big stumbling blocks and obstacles that any investors have to overcome. Now, I can tell you, I do not know all the companies. Yeah, it's close to impossible. Yeah, and I don't think I want to put myself through this. This is quite difficult. So if I cannot do it, so what do? I just need to form a team of people, right? Now, so if you are like me, a Marvel fan, right? So all these are superheroes. So you realize that you cannot kill Thanos alone. You have to kill Thanos by a team, right? Yeah, even Spider-Man need the second Spider-Man, a third Spider-Man. You cannot do it alone. Yeah, which is why for VIA, since 2020, start the pandemic, we actually form a team. Just to let you know that this is a subset of the entire universe. Yeah, our superhero is much bigger, right? So we even have PhD holders such as Betty. Yeah, so all these people, they come from different industries and different sectors. And the reason why we want to put all these teams in place, you can see here there's a healthcare, right? Maybe I changed my pen. Yep, annotation, right? Yeah, you change different color. So you can see here, okay, we got somebody from health sector, we got somebody from the IT sector, right? Yeah, we got somebody from the engineering sector, and then we got somebody from the finance sector. So you realize that we need to pull together a team of superheroes so that everybody can be focused on different sectors. So how it's going to work is Cayden, this is Cayden plus together this team, right? It's like I'm a tiny mini Captain America, and then I summon all the Avengers, right? And then they come together, and then they assemble, right? So what we do is when we assemble, so what do we do, right? Yeah, a team of so-called inverted commerce Avengers, we will help our grad to search the universe for companies that is investable from the angle of value investing. And then not only that, right, we will also evaluate whether the company is either a good or companies that you need to avoid totally. Now, C unlikely is going to be in our database. Yeah, I think risk is too high, right? It's too dangerous. And then, of course, we need to determine the intrinsic value so that you know exactly when to buy and exactly when to sell. And then ultimately, the last one is A, right? We need to form a portfolio with proper allocation so that we do not lose money. Now, for grads, even if you're looking at this, yes, you understand. But you're going to do alone, it will be quite challenging. So let our team of so-called Avengers to help you. Now, for those people who are our subscribers, you already know you are able to access this portal called viaatlas.com, right? So in the next 1 minute, I'm going to share with you how powerful this tool is if you are not a subscriber. Now, imagine tonight, just tonight, where everybody is partying, right? Yeah, you have access to a database of companies that over the long run, huge potential, huge upside, right? And we are searching for a basket A. So low risk, high return companies in just one click. So for example, if you key in your username and password, you'll be able to access a portal that looks something like this. So in other words, in one click, let's say you click on this button sector, right? Yeah, all the 11 sectors will pop up. So depending on which sector you're very familiar, maybe you're working as a doctor, as a nurse, yeah, maybe healthcare is very something very familiar to you, or you're a generalist, right? Then consumer staples, consumer discretionary will be something very familiar. So now once you click sector, the list pop out. You just click on any sector, right? Just any one. A separate list, sub-list will pop up with all the companies that are good and undervalued from an angle of value investing. Now, on the other hand, right, if you don't want to go via the sector, you just, I just want to know what the undervalued companies today, right? So let's say you click on this, you can see the whole list of companies. Yeah. And then we also include the intrinsic value. Can you see? Intrinsic value. So you can scroll down, there are long lists. So you just click on any one. So when you click on any one, so what will happen is you will reach a page where there are videos, right? Yeah, videos are where our authors is going to explain what the company is all about, whether the company is good or not. With no hype, but we share only facts and probably some opinion. And then not only that, right? Yeah, not only that, we meet very regularly. So for example, right, every year we will meet 4 times. Yeah, 4 times per year. And every time we meet online, right? 2 authors will share 2 companies' updates because sometimes the fundamentals of the company may change. So we have to regularly update you, and you just simply, make a cup of coffee and then you just chill. And then, of course, if the intrinsic value need to be revised, we will revise. Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, this is quite difficult, This is quite difficult to do, right? For you, if you are not a subscriber, I think it's very, very difficult. And at the same time, you can also ask our authors questions. Why do you think this is that? And so on. Ask questions, right? Now, then if you are a grad, we will, I will personally share with you 8 to 10 option selling opportunities which will allow all of us to gain instant cash. And I just put additional so-called a projected profit, right? And we have our last gathering, I think just a couple of weeks ago, I shared 8 CFOS opportunities that I personally do. So I list out the 8. Yeah, so it's quite transparent. And then after that, you have any question, you can ask me. Yeah, by the way, in the whole Singapore, we're the only one that's doing this. And right now, we want to extend and expand beyond Singapore. And our next mentoring session has been confirmed. It's going to be on the 3rd of November, which is just 2 months away. 2 months away, right? So I say a lot of things. So these are the things that we want to support you. And in case you are a old grad, you've forgotten what things that we have done. Yeah, so we have a training right over here, which allows you to understand how to analyze company and so on. So all these are complimentary online training, right? Yeah, for our US case study subscribers. And then not only that, the best part is this. This is a one click to our database. So tonight, right, once you have access to this portal, you click this button, you will have a format that looks similar, not exactly the same, similar to this, right? So that you will know all the 48 companies that discover. Remember, for the past, I think, coming to 2 years. Yeah. And out of these 48, 37 are still undervalued today. And the best part is you will get immediate access tonight. Immediate access tonight. And so this is what I've shared. Yeah. But not only that, that's based on the past research that we have, right, which is 48 companies for the past 2 years of effort. Now, moving forward, we will continue to search the universe for a further 24 companies. So which means that previously there's 48, right? So 48 plus 24, we are looking at 72 companies. Wow, that's a lot, yeah. So here we're talking about 3 years worth of effort, right? Yeah, and of course, all the companies is done in a prim and proper way, a value investing perspective, and we want a company to be as good as possible. Yeah, so I've written the value over here, and then not only that, number 2 and number 3 is most interesting, where we meet every quarter. Yeah, we share advanced CFOS strategies, right, for you to generate instant cash. Now, this is the most attractive. Yeah, instant cash. And then, of course, the next one is a one-page summary in case you're very busy. You don't want to go through all the video recordings or analysis that we have. We have a one-page summary which will take you only 10 seconds, right, to go through. This is for busy investors. Yeah. So before I move on, I just want to share with you a very quick, inspiring story. This gentleman that you see over here, his name is called Brett. Yeah, Brett is one of our value investing program graduate. He's also one of our very staunch supporter of our case study subscribers. Now, just to give a quick background, right? So Brett don't really work. Yeah. So in other words, if you look at him, right, he should be in his mid-40s. He has actually really retired. Yeah, retired. So retired, then where does the money come from? His money comes from 2 sources. One is from property investment, and one is through investing in companies, what we're taught him to do. So he got 2 main streams of income. And with these 2 main streams of income, he actually retired in his 40s. So this photo was actually uploaded, I think, today, right? And then here he said, almost teared when they sent me a song. Small cozy orphanage with 18 kids. So what Brett did was, Brett took the money, presumably from his passive income, and then I think he bought over like a, what do you call like a store, inverted commas store. So this store is actually to sell candies to the orphanage. Yeah, but it's not selling because right now he owned the store. So after he owned the store, the things that's on the store, then he just give it to the orphanage. Now, so at the bottom, actually, there's some comments, but I think I don't want to screenshot. Yeah, so he said at one point, the kids were so happy that they sang him a song. And then he like almost teared, feel very touched. Yeah, so just to let you know that in order for Brett to do what he is doing right now, yeah, he need to have money, right? Whether you like it or not. So the money has to come from somewhere. Yeah, so fortunately, his money comes from investment. One angle is property and the other one is from investing in companies. And of course, he want to do charity work. He cannot sit down and then try to analyze 3,600 companies, right? So he actually passed the job to us so that we do all this work for you. Then he free, he can do whatever he want, right? Yeah, so right now what is going to happen is my colleague is going to play a very short clip, where Brett will share, right, how, what we do, our US case study analysis actually supported his activities. Yeah, so here we go.
Hi, my name is Brett from VIA 36 and I'm here to answer some questions about the US case studies. After attending the 4-day program, I took action and invested in both local and US companies. And I found that US companies was more suitable for me because you can extract passive income on a weekly or monthly basis using CFOS strategy taught by VIA. Therefore, I needed more research and more in-depth analysis of companies that I was going to invest in. After watching the study from VIA, I did my own due diligence and found that all these companies are fundamentally strong. And because my investment horizon is for the long term, I want to invest in companies that are basically have strong fundamentals so that I can use CFOS method to extract passive income on weekly or monthly basis, which I've done so far. Now, if I personally am not comfortable with the nature of the business, I will not invest in that company. But if I find that this particular industry and company has got a lot of growth potential moving forward, I will spend maybe not more than 15 minutes to research into its competitors. Most times, in fact, so far all times, the company presented will be the most fundamentally strong, in line with the principles of value investing. So this year-wise, I managed to do 12% in the first 2 months of doing the same, using the same strategy, and it has kept me very safe. In fact, as safe as my previous year, and I'm like super happy with that. So real value-wise, at the end of my second year, my net liquidity was about 85,000. So far, I've managed to obtain, based on that capital, I managed to obtain about 4,000 passive income in January and another 4,000 passive income in February, which is a lot higher than my initial target of 3,000 a month. My suggestion will be to kickstart with something that you can afford. Definitely do not borrow to invest or borrow to buy stocks. Some of the case studies that has been shared, the trade price at that point of time was as low as $2. So if you do your due diligence and you research about the company and you feel comfortable with the nature of the business, you can actually kickstart this journey with capital as low as $200 US. This particular company that has been shared to us, I did my own research and I found that it was good. So this stock has yielded me as high as 20% ROI per annum annualized. And I find that that is a fantastic return for such an affordable stock to start your investment journey with. This method is scalable, it is not trading, it is not speculation, and therefore it's a very good system because it is suitable for people with a low capital, and it's also suitable for like multi-millionaires with a higher capital. So I love the flexibility of this system.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, this is the same slide that I shared with you previously, and the only thing is add on this. So you realize that these are the things that we can do for you so that you can really have a cup of coffee like Brad and then do all the things that he wanted to do. So in other words, you are like outsourcing, right, all the analysis work to us, which is a team of people. Now imagine our team it consists of about 15 plus people. Just now you saw one slide which is about 10. So in other words, either, right, 15 people, including me, right, work for you, or you want one single person, you do 15 person's job, yeah, which is very, very difficult. And then for us, because we have a team of people, there's economies of scale. Yeah, and let me share with you the key thing is this. Just now I talk about investing, right, is having low risk and a potential high return. So I'm just going to put here as an estimated ROI depending on capital, obviously. So here is an estimated ROI. If you have a certain amount of ROI, there's a possible chance that over a year, you may be able to make about 7,000 plus US dollars. Yeah, of course, that varies from your capital. Your capital is more, then will be more. Less, then will be less. And then just to let you know, to gain access, right, to all the past 2 years of work, and then 1 year of work in the future, right, so total 3 years of work, yeah, it is only a mere amount of $888 for 3 years of our effort. 2 years based on the past and 1 year forward. So 3 years of work with a 50% discount, 888. So now if I take 888 divided by 3, right? Maybe 1 year is about maybe 200 plus. Yeah, maybe 280 or so. Yeah, so 200 plus, or maybe let me wrap it easy. Let's put it to 300. So in other words, 1 year, right, is 300. Yeah, to have access to 3 years of our effort. Yeah. And then my teammate, right, Alex, will post the link, right? Post the link. So now, if I divide by 12, it's about $74 per month. And then if I divide by 3 years, so 1 year, I think is only maybe about 20 bucks. Yeah, 20 bucks. Now, the link is over there, so I'll just continue. And then what we do is to support our subscribers, which cross over to the second year, we will also further give a 17% discount. Yeah, so over time, it gets lower and lower, right? Now, the link is already put in the chat. Yeah, if you refresh your YouTube, you should be able to see the link, right? So what you need to do is the link is there for those people if you really want. By the way, right now it's bear market, but the bear market is recovering slightly, And then right now, will there be bull? Nobody knows, But I suspect the recession will still come, There are many factors that point to a recession, especially this U.S. government under Biden administration. Right now, they want to start a chip war, semiconductor chip war, where all the technologies that is being so-called created in U.S., they want to avoid this technology from going to China especially. Yeah, and then right now, Tsai Ing-wen, right, which is the president of Taiwan, want to so-called gain independence, right? There's a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, and then even our ministers, Prime Minister Lee, right, also highlight to us. I think next 1 year is going to be quite challenging. And of course, for us at the personal level, which is the personal inflation, right? Personal inflation is going to bring forward to next year, no need to say. Yeah, your noodles, if it's $4, you will never go back to $3.50. So don't dream about it. Yeah, so the only way, right, is to beat the inflation. Yeah, so that the noodles become free. Okay, And to do that, you have to invest, what? Yeah, it's either you work another extra hour for that bowl of noodles, or you invest and let us work for you. Now, so the link is already there. What you need to do is you just click on this link and then fill up the names, right? Email address, all the information over here. Now, the moment you submit this form, right? The moment you submit this form, you will immediately, because it's the system generated, you will immediately receive an email into your inbox. Now, if it's not an inbox, you check your spam box, right? Either one. And then it's generated by our platform. The platform is called Katra. So in case if you see Katra, right? Yeah, Katra. So don't panic, So it's the platform that we use, So check your inbox and spam box after you submitted all this information. And then our teammate, Alex, if you don't mind, can you just put your email address in case they need to reach out to you, right? Yep, so remember, fill out all this information. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go for a 6-minute registration break. So which means that if you want to have immediate access to all the past 2 years of effort that we have, which is good company, and 1 year of companies that is going to come, right, over the next 12 months, right? The time is now. Yeah, time is now. So let us do all this work for you. Click on the link. Fill up all the information that I've described. And I shall see you 6 minutes later. If you have any question, please feel free to post in the chat. So Alex will be here to help you. Now, that's not the end yet. Just now I promised, right, after the break, after the break, I'm going to come back. Now, let me show you what's going to happen after the break, so that you have something to look forward, right? So after the break, when we come back, I will do a comparative analysis. And the reason why I want to do this, you see, I do this for you so that you can sleep here, right? You can chill here, right? Now, if you do this yourself, how do you chill, right? So I do all this work for you, okay? Because SEA, so far not very good, not very good, right? Because it's not very good, I think I want to end with a good note. So I'm going to look for all the competitors in which I have this afternoon, which are competitors of C. And then from there, let's see whether can we discover something new. So what happened was this afternoon when I was doing this, right? For you, while you're cheering over here, I've spotted one company, which is also an e-commerce company. In case you want to buy e-commerce company. So I spotted one. So after the break, there'll be 2 parts. First, comparative analysis. Second, I will do a very quick evaluation, very quick one. To tell you what this company does and then what the numbers look like. And then maybe next time when we have time, we will go deep dive into this company. So just hang around with us. So 6 minutes, right? So remember, 6 minutes for you to register so that you can chill here. You can chill here, right? And then let us do the work for you. So our teammate just put 6 minutes, and I shall see you 6 minutes later. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So as promised, right, there are two things that I want to share with you. The first thing is really the comparative analysis. So I just need my colleague to just put my slide up, right? Yeah. Now, so let me just go through a bit slowly to share with you what are the companies that are listed here. So remember, right, the company for tonight is C. So ticker symbol is on the left side. It's over here. And then, of course, I've added in eBay. Actually, the list is quite long, right? So what I did was I focused on companies that are very close. In terms of businesses, they are very close to SE. So these are so-called competitors, right? Now, let me just introduce some of these terms. Remember, if you are not investors, it's going to be very difficult for you, which is why having the subscription is very, very important. I mean, if I don't explain to you, you're going to have a hard time trying to understand this. Yeah. So based on Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett wanted to miss the 6 minute, still can subscribe. So for Go ZW, yes, correct. So by the way, in case some of you are still watching this, you're thinking, hey, I missed the 6 minute. Every time I go toilet, come back, suddenly 6 minutes gone. Now, are you able to still subscribe? Yes. So as I speak, it's okay. You can just click a link, take your time. I'm going to explain very slowly, key in the information. Yeah. So ZW, yeah. Don't worry, it'll be here. So Alex, can you reach out to just help to follow up with Go, right, while I continue? So let's come back to here, Come back here. So ultimately, we want to find a company that has a white mode. That means something unique, something special. And a company will have a white mode, provided this number, right, called ROIC is bigger than this number. ROIC stands for return on invested capital. Yeah, WACC stands for weighted average cost of capital. Okay, I don't want to go to the definition, the formula is going to kill you. But the key thing is ROIC must be bigger than WACC. So you can see here I plotted out the difference. Obviously, we don't want a negative number. All this cannot make it one. So what does the yellow cell mean, right? The yellow cell means that they are okay, there's some difference. Now, you may notice that, now I just want to let you know that I've seen enough differences between the ROIC and WACC to tell you the so-called internet companies actually has a very small number. Because I've seen differences like 10. That means ROIC minus WACC 10, 15, 20. And this number is actually quite small. So what does that mean? For a layman, we may think that internet company always make money. But when I look at the numbers actually say otherwise. So be very careful. So you see C is negative. C, right? Yeah, so once you buy C, you go into the C. Now, so let's come here. So I noticed the mode. eBay has a mode. Now, eBay has been around since the beginning of the .com era. Yeah. And then, this is something new. Okay, take note. VIP Shop Holdings Limited. I have never heard about this company until this afternoon. So JD.com, I know, of course. Amazon, all this, I know, right? So here, yellow one, that means they are the top 3 among this list. Then here, okay, now if the company has some form of durable competitive advantage, it must be reflected in their growth. So you can see this VIP shop is reflected here. Amazon is reflected here. But it's not reflected in C. I cannot make it. Then if the company is making money, right, the net margin is supposed to be positive. So there are only 4 companies that are positive. But I've demarcated the yellow one. Yeah. So do you notice that the net margin is very thin? Extremely thin. Just to let you know what I mean by thin, right? Yesterday night, we have a gathering for our SG case study subscribers. Not US case study, but SG case study subscribers. And we talk about this company called Tat Sing. Maybe let me write this down. Tat Sing, T-A-T. Yeah, Tat Sing Packaging. So what they do is they predominantly, right, manufacture corrugated boxes. Now, what do you mean by corrugated boxes? So during Chinese New Year, right? Chinese New Year, sometimes you will see Sheng Siong or whatever, huge boxes, like cardboard boxes, right, where they put oranges inside. So in the early days when I was a little kid, I used the box, I go and keep chicken, Yeah. So the box, right, has wavy pattern within the, within 2 pieces of cardboard, right? So corrugated box. Now, Tat Sing Packaging is running a business that produces corrugated box, which is a very boring company. And their margin, right, is about 7%, plus minus. Yeah. So a boring company has a 7% net margin. And then an exciting company has only 3 to 4% net margin. Yeah, so what does that mean? It simply means that you cannot say, internet company make money. Or very thin margin. Okay, thin margin, right? So again, ROE, the bigger the better. I've highlighted all the yellows. So in short, I counted the number of yellow cell, and then this eBay got 2 yellow cell, 5 yellow cell, 3 yellow cell, and so on. So at the first level of battle, right, a VIP shop holdings, so-called win, 5 yellow cell. They're the best, okay? But you cannot just judge by this. Let's move on, right? Then after that, I look at their ability to manage debt, debt, which is what Hillary talked about, the hole in the pocket. Now, the last thing you need is you make 10,000 every month, right? But a hole is for 20,000. So 10,000 go in, 20,000 come out. Yeah. So we want the company to have small hole, right? So what do we look at? We look at this thing called the debt to equity ratio. We want it to be less than 0.5. So if I highlight, really very low debt for these 3 companies. Yeah, C cannot make it. C is bigger than 0.5, right? So number 1, they cannot make money. Don't make money, still okay, still hold very big. Okay, Then after that, if they have debt, they must be able to service or pay the interest, right? Wow, this one is quite good. Can you see all the yellow cells is quite good. And that quick ratio, right, is ability to manage short-term debt. So in other words, yellow means good, white is not so good. Yeah, so again, I count the number of yellow cells, right? You can see 1 yellow cell, 2 yellow cells, so I count, But that's not the end. So these are just some of the 2 things that we look at, right? So let's look at the third thing. Yeah, I string these 2 things to a smaller one. The third thing is whether is it cheap. So at this level over here, we want to establish which are the companies that is good. At a quick glance, it appears that the best of these 6, it appears to be this. Then the rest, I think, is Amazon, right? Or Alibaba. Okay, looks like it, Okay, Amazon, Alibaba, right? But even if the company is good, you want to buy at a cheap price. You wouldn't want to overpay for something, and then later the share price plunge, right? Now, so how do you know whether this company is cheap? You look at quite a number of things. Like I say, right, if you are, how should I say, if you are not an investor, or after you attended our 4 days VIP, but you forgot, I mean, are you going to put yourself through all this? Yeah, it is quite challenging, right? For me, it's an interest, but for you, I don't think it's an interest. I don't think you want to do this full time, right? Yeah, which is why Alex has posted the link again. Yeah, so I just need Alex to follow up with Go, right? So Go, the link is still there. Just click on the link. As I speak, just fill in the necessary. So let's come back to here, Yeah, so PE, we want it to be as low as we can. If the company is losing money, negative, there is no PE. So that's why it's at a loss. So I only left with this one. Yeah, Amazon is too expensive. PE ratio 114 is really, really very high. So you realize that out of these 2, highlighted as the cheaper one, right? PEG ratio, we want it to be less than 1. So only 1 pass. Amazon too expensive. Alibaba too expensive. Cannot make it. Then this EV to EBIT and EV to EBITDA, anyway, is quite technical, but the smaller the number, right, the better. Okay, all these are small numbers. I highlighted in yellow. So in short, I sum up the so-called cheapness, right? 4 yellow cell, 1 yellow cell, 3rd yellow cell. And then this number over here, this total, right, is I add on the score over here. Okay, so if you add on, right, do you realize that there's one company that pops out with the number 11? Yeah, so this company is called VIPS. Then the other 2, right, is some companies that you're very familiar, Amazon and Baba. Now, previously, we already talked about Alibaba, so we don't talk about it. Amazon, you already, I think, even you don't talk about it, you know what I say. So I think we better talk about some companies, which is this VIPS, right? Yeah, that even I myself have never heard of. Okay, so I'm going to share with you some quick numbers, just to let you know that this VIPS, VIPS, it has a website, and it's a China company. So just take note, it's a China company listed in the US. And then right now, there is this fear, right, that China company may be delisted. Yeah, but fortunately, I think the US administration wanted to strike a deal with China so that the US auditor, right, actually fly to Hong Kong to audit the China companies. I think this is going to take forever. But I think the first few companies they're going to start with, if I remember correctly, based on some news that I read, is actually Alibaba. One of them is Alibaba, right? So just take note, this is a China company, but listed in US. That's why do you see here, there's a New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, and it's a bit of a not really penny stock, $11 only, And then US you can buy 1 stock. So the company VIPS is Wei Ping Hui. Wei Ping Hui, right? Okay, so it's a, can you see here? VIP Shop is a leading online discount retailer, very similar to Shopee, all this, right? For brands in China. Yeah, they offer high quality. This is why you take it with a pinch of salt, and popular branded products to consumers throughout China. So the Shopee, right, is so-called the market leader in Southeast Asia. And here we are talking about China. So if you compare the market size, I think China is definitely bigger than Southeast Asia. Okay, so it's like online discounted. It's like a value shop, but it's online. Okay, significant discount for retail prices. As compared to conventional online marketplace, the VIP shop has successfully created, okay, I didn't read some more, but you can always go to this website. Just Google this one, right? VIP Shop Holdings Limited, VIP Shop. Now, so let's look at the numbers. Yeah, now I'm not going to do a 40-minute analysis, but I'm just going to do a quick one. Yeah, so that in case somebody say, hey, this is a super stock, you know what the things to look at. So first thing we want to look at is this thing called revenue. So remember, revenue is if let's say I got this bottled water, right, and then I put on the shop, and then $1. Okay, so this bottle is being sold, I collected $1. The $1 is revenue. Revenue, but I still need to pay rental, I need to pay this, pay that, right? Yeah. So this is revenue, not profit, right? Yeah, so revenue. So is the revenue okay? Now, from the value investing perspective, we want it to be positive uptrend. So this one is considered pass. Now, but bear in mind, always remember this phrase, revenue is vanity. You cannot say it's a good company because revenue go up. Most company revenue will go up. Yeah. But we want to look at the profit because profit is sanity. So let's look at the profit. Profit, Yeah, so revenue minus all expenses, you have something called a profit, right? And I purposely indicated a zero line. So that above here is positive, right? Positive, So far it's positive uptrend, right? Except this year. Now, I didn't go into detail what is it, but overall still positive uptrend. So based on value investing angle is a pass. It's a pass. Now, as contrast to Shopee, not Shopee, SE. SE like that. It's a mirror image, right? And the zero line is the mirror. So you have to ask yourself, if you are given a choice, you got 5K, 10K, which one you want to put in? You want to put in where the number goes down, but even though they have a very nice story, right? But the story is not proven by numbers, or you want a number that goes up. Okay, so this one I leave it to you. So remember, profit is sanity. Yeah, so let's get real, right? But just by looking at the revenue and profit, still not enough. We want to look at more things, right? So don't worry, just a couple of graphs more to go, right? So we look at revenue, we look at profit, but we also want to see cash flow. Now, if the cash flow is positive, that means cash comes in. And of course, we don't want it to be just 1 year positive. We want many years to be positive, right? So here I've demarcated the zero line. So you realize that all these numbers, you see all these dots over here, right? All these are positive number. And then here, boom, it goes up. And then remember this gray zone, right, is a very short recession that took place when the pandemic came about. So do you realize that, of course, it helps them, right? Yeah, so overall, if I draw one line that cuts through all this thing, right in the middle, is still positive, is still uptrend. So from value investing perspective, is considered pass. So pass. Now, so let's look at the debt. They make money, but it's a hole, right, in the pocket, big or small. Now, debt to equity ratio, we want it to be less than 0.5. So what does this mean, right? 0.5, it means 50%. 50% means 50 divided by 100. It also means that if I invested $100 into a company, I can only borrow up to maximum $50 or less. Okay, so which means 0.5. But if you look at the debt over here, do you realize that it's 0.1? Yeah, and over time the debt has been decreasing, right? Yeah, so debt decreasing obviously is a good sign. So right now what do we have? Let's do a very quick conclusion. Number one, revenue goes up, but it's vanity. Profit goes up, sanity. Cash flow goes up, bagus. And then after that, right, the debt comes down. Yeah. So far using these 4 indicators, so far so good. But remember, analysis cannot be so short. And then the key thing why I want to talk about this, right, it's like a very quick intro. In our US case study as well as the SG case study analysis, if you click, subscribe, key in all the information and you log in, all the stuff they've done is really detailed. Yeah, really detailed. We look at all the nitty-gritty. Yeah, and the best part is we meet each other regularly, 4 times per month. Yeah, and then not only that, we talk about CFOS, selling options opportunity. Yeah, but remember, right, I only share with you 4 criteria. It doesn't mean there's a buy. You have to be very careful. Now, I just want to show you this picture. I don't know whether you know Stephen Lim Kor, right? Yeah, I think about 1-2 weeks ago, Stephen Lim Kor, right, said that he sold a HDB flat, yeah, and put $300,000 in Singpost shares. Yeah, I think the TikTok video went viral. I mean, it appears on, this article is from Mothership, right? Yeah, so what I did is, the moment he said he put 300K in Singpost share, and then he probably said I only put in 1 stock. So what I did is I went to check Singpost a revenue first. I check the profit. I go and check the cash flow. Actually, it's not a very good company. So if I compare SingPost with this VIP, right, VIP shop, actually it's worse. Worse. So right now, number one, I don't know Stephen Ling Koko. I cannot message him. Hey, I think we want to reconsider this. Yeah. So the interesting thing is, after the video went viral, the share price of SingPost dropped. Yeah. So you know, we have to know all the stuff, right? So let's come back to here before we end with a good note on a Friday night. Now, so before I come to here, right? I just want to go through this. Then after that, I show you the platform. I'll log inside platform to show you what are the things you can do. So that over this weekend, which is Saturday and Sunday, right, you can look at the companies that we have spent the past 2 years looking at it. So one last time, this is a one last time opportunity, right? Especially for gold, right? Yeah. So the link is already there. So just to let you know that tonight, you will have access to all the 48 companies that we have done for you in very detail. Yeah, so you will not end up with companies like C. You will not end up companies like SingPost. Yeah, SingPost, okay, And then remember, we spent 2+ years doing this. So it's not just access. It's you save 2 years of your life. Yeah. And then out of these 48 companies, 37 are still undervalued tonight. Yeah. So if we don't seriously consider during a bear market, which is now, and then 6 months down the road, when I do this again, you have been a bull market. And those people who click on the link, key on information, they might have made good money, right? So that is 2 years of effort. Then moving forward for the next 12 months, we're going to analyze 24 companies for you. Yeah. Followed by a regular meetup. Yeah. And I'll share with you my personal CFOS opportunities. Usually it's about 8 to 10. Yeah. And then if you're busy, right, we have also a 30-second executive report for you to access. Yeah. But that's not all, right. The link is there. So let me just show you how our platform look like. So that you have a feel, right? So right now I'm going to share screen to a website that looks like this. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that my colleague can see the can they see my website? Yeah, because I already shared my website. Yeah, so all of you should be able to see my website. You can see here VIA, right? US case study. Yeah, here I put free access because later on, right, my colleague Alex will also share another link in case you want to have a free trial. What does it look like? Yep, so can you see here I type in my email, my password. Of course, for subscribers, you have full access. Right now, I'm showing the free trial. So let's say I'm going to click login. Yeah, depending on your internet, you will be able to log in, right? Yeah, okay, so log in, right? Okay. So once you log in, remember this is a free trial. This is not the full one. So what are the things you can look at, right? So for example, inside the free trial, we have 2 case studies for you. One is one company that I personally invested. This is called West Fraser Timber. So you see where my mouse is, right? I'm going to click on it. And when I click on this West Fraser Timber, right? Can you see this button over here? This is an executive summary. So if I click here, you will see one PDF that pops up. Yeah, I'm going to zoom in, right? So they can see. Now this is for busy people. Okay, what does it do? Like 2 sentences, very quick, 1-page report. What is the economic mode? And then we show you the number, right? Whether pass or fail, can you see? Of course, we all want the number to go up. Here there's just one bad dip, right? But the rest generally it goes somehow. And then not only that, we also included the intrinsic value. I'm just going to further zoom in, right? Scroll down to the bottom because we're trying to squeeze everything in one page. Yeah, so the intrinsic value, of course, determine the entry price. You cannot see, right? Old people like me, you zoom in further. Okay, can you see? Right now, if I remember correctly, it's still undervalued. So this report is very quick, like 30 seconds, right? Yeah. Then let's say if I close this, let me go back to here, right? Yeah. So just now we are at West Fraser Timber. So this is the button over here. Yeah. And then what do we have here? I'm going to scroll down, right? All the slides are accessible to you. So in other words, in a video form. So if I click here, right, I can move my mouse left or right. Okay, for example, I move my mouse over here. I stop here. I can pause. You can screenshot. You can do anything. Okay, Then you can scroll. So all the slides are so-called available for you 24/7, right? Via a video form. Yeah, video form. Then you don't have to click, right? So this is one thing. The second thing, right, is the second analysis. You can see here about 20 minutes. Here is circle of competence. Circle of competence, that means before you invest in any company, you want to know the company very well. So if I play this video, right, and I just scroll it for you, yeah, I'll just scroll it for you and then I'll just pause, right? Yeah, you will see this guy, gentleman over here, right? Yeah, he's one of our author and he did all this work. Yeah, he's an engineer by training, engineer by training. So, by the way, this one maybe it will take him a couple of days. Yeah. Then once you understand the company, you must understand the fundamentals, right? The numbers. Yeah. So if I click on this video, right, and then I just randomly scroll, yeah, he will explain the numbers. So if I enlarge it, right, now it's a bit small, right? If I enlarge it, do you see all these numbers over here? I mean, my goodness, if you're going to do this on your own, it's going to be quite difficult, right? Yeah, but we have a team of 15 plus people to do all this work for you, and they're all professionals in their own right, Yeah, so I make it very small. And then, of course, the last part is when is entry point, when is the exit, and we call it the valuation. So again, if I play the video, right, just scroll a bit to give you a feel. Yeah, so maybe I'll just pause here, right? I just pause here. Okay, let the video load. I'm going to pause here, and then I'm going to enlarge for you. Can you see all the intrinsic value is calculated for you? And we use some form of sensitivity analysis, right? So what does this mean? You see on the left-hand side, intrinsic value is 145. On the left-hand side is 89. So in other words, what we are looking for is if the share price right now, as we speak, if it's below this 89, yeah, then it's considered cheap. Okay, So I mean, the question is, do you want to do all this work yourself? Yeah, you can, but it becomes another job, Or you outsource the job for us because your time is expensive, right? If you spend 1 month doing it and let's say your salary is 4K, am I right to say that you would have used up 4K of your life? Yeah, but 4K as compared to 888, my goodness. So in other words, you are investing 888, you're using $888 to buy 15 people's time. Correct, Versus if you spend your own 8,888, right, to use your own time. Okay? So this is a sample of the company, and of course we have a gathering over here, you can see, right? So if I click here, that's another separate video. Right? So can you see here? This is 2 hours plus, this is our online gathering. So if I click here, right, let me show you something very priceless. Let me just scroll to one part where I talk about, I'm going to pause here and I'm going to enlarge it. Now, you can see I'm on the top right-hand corner, right? You may see all these things. Now, if you are a graduate, you will know that this is the option chain, right, for this company called Intel. Yeah, so here, you see, I go and calculate the ROI there, even highlight for you with red font saying that, hey, for 116 days expiration, this is the most worthwhile to do, right? You want to sell a put. Of course, Intel is only one of them. There are also other companies. Let me just scroll to the right. See, so these are the companies. You see, very open one. Big Lots, Marine Products, Evercore, Supernus, Intel, Unam, and so on. Okay, so you see, I summarize all this for you, and I put what's the capital requirement. Yeah, some requirement only like 1,750. Some requirement may be more. Yeah, so just this free access, you have already 10 companies over here. Okay, So what I'm going to do is, which is true lah. So I agree with Black Steel because right now China has a risk of delisting. This is the most tricky thing. So in other words, if let's say you're interested in China companies, one possible way out, right, is to invest in China companies provided they have a dual listing. So what I mean by dual listing, for example, Alibaba, right, is listed both in New York Stock Exchange as well as in Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Then if you really, for some reason, you really like Alibaba, I think Hong Kong Stock Exchange will be a better choice. Yeah, because then you don't have this fear. So that's one way to bypass the risk of delisting. But other than that, remember, right, remember tonight we are not talking about recommendation, including the VIPS. I'm just sharing with you the structure, right, how you can understand the company. Yeah, so let's come back to here. So I totally agree with Black Steel. Yeah, so there are other things. There's another hero's journey. Yeah, special guest with Lilin, right, where she shared with all of you her journey on investing, some of the mistakes that we make. Yeah, and all these things you have full access provided you are our full US case study subscribers. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, Alex, maybe I just need your help in case there are some audience over here, 80 plus, right? If they want to have access to this, just have a trial. Yeah. So Alex, I will need your help to put 2 links, right? One link is the full access. Maybe you type the word full and then post the link. Another one is the 7-day free trial, right? Then you put the next link, so they can choose either one. So I'm done with the demonstration over here. Yeah. So let me just, Alex just like one shot post 3, right? This will be my last slide, last slide, so that we can end with a good note. Now, so remember, what I wanted to do is I want to highly encourage you, all of you, right, to be part of our inner circle so that we can so-called advance our financial goals together. Yeah, so I just need Irfan to go back to the slide, right? Yeah, go back to the slide. So this will be my last part where I talk about how we can help. So number one, remember, tonight you will have immediate access to 48 companies. So I'm going to go slightly slower, okay, 48 companies. And remember, 48 companies takes us 2 years, unless you want to spend 2 years. If not, let us do the work for you. And then you got immediate access tonight, right? Yeah. And then the next one is 37 companies are still under value, at least based on the angle of value investing. And then here, remember just now I already showed you the summary report over here. Okay. This is our gathering. Priceless. The gathering is priceless. Okay, And then moving forward, we will continue to do research, 24 companies for you, and we use value investing. We don't speculate, try to get share price, no. And everything is about in-depth. So I've included the value over here on the right side. And of course, this is just a hypothetical for illustration, right? Yeah, so estimated if you how should I, you really make full use of the case study, this could be your potential ROI, right, in absolute. And then the monthly subscription is 888. Yeah, but if I round up to 900, and then remember you have how should I say, access to 3 years of our work. So if I take this 900, right, divided by 3 years of our work, actually 1 year is only like $300. I mean 1 year, $300. I think you will spend more than $300 in 1 month. So 300 for 1 whole year worth of effort, and then we will give you 3 whole year effort. So which is why it's 888 for good luck. Okay, good luck, right? Yeah. So Alex has already, which is our teammate, has already put the link over there. Full access. He shared one link, and then if you just want to try out the 7-day free trial, right, the link is over there. Okay, So I think I'll just wrap it up with one last slide, right? And then I'll hang around maybe for 10 minutes. If you have any question, you can ask me. If not, we'll just knock off for the day, right? So let me just rewind back. I'm trying to pull up my slide. Yeah, there's one important slide, and I want to use it as a ending, ending, right? So I'm going to share the slide right now. So I just need my colleague to make sure that my slide are being shared. Okay, so my slide is being shared already. Okay. So for those people who have joined us like in the early part of the evening, right? I shared some news where when the market was bullish, they share all the good things. When the market is bearish, they share all the bad things. Yeah. Then I've reminded all of you, including myself, that we cannot invest based on news. We need to have some independent thinking. Yeah. So never buy a stock just by reading some news, YouTube, TikToker. I think better not. Yeah, I think this is a sensible advice, right? Yeah. So independent thinking, But to have independent thinking, we better know what's happening, Yeah. So Janet say thanks, Cayden and team, for continuous looking at ways to enhance the platform. Really easy to use. So Janet, thanks. Hey, by the way, I do not know Janet will post this, right? I didn't purposely plant Janet so that Janet, wrote what she wrote, Yeah. So this came as a surprise. Janet, thanks. Then, of course, if you want to have independent thinking, you cannot wake up suddenly you have independent thinking. Now, you still have to know something, You still need to be competent, right? So how do we ensure that, how do we increase the chances that you become a competent investor, not blindly follow? So remember, for the case study, we do the work for you, right? Yeah, but even though we do the work for you, is to save you time. But we don't want to do the work for you and then you don't know what's happening. So you may realize that even though we try to explain certain things such as SE, Hillary still wants to explain to you, explain to you. So we want you to be an intelligent investor. Yeah. So if we do all the work, 3 years of work, we still want to explain to you, so on, this company do what? Yeah, so that over time, right, you become more skillful. Yeah, so you become more competent. And remember, when you become more competent, you invest in a company, you sleep comfortably at night. So the third one, right, is how do you become competent? We introduce terms. Now, if you're non-finance people like me, right, in the early stage of a life, The very basic, you must be able to differentiate between revenue and profit lah. YouTubers say buy SE because of exponential revenue. This is quite dangerous, right? This is a dangerous advice. Yeah, so, but if you are proficient, you have independent thinking, right? Hey, how can the fella say buy SE because of revenue? Then if you check the profit negative, then you wouldn't have put the money in. Then you wouldn't have this predicament where the share price dropped by 70%. So remember, revenue is vanity and profit is sanity. And then my last piece of learning is, remember, right, investment rule number 1 is never lose money. If you ever watch a YouTube video or some influencer video that they can tell you, you take $5,000, right, and then you do this, in 2 years you can become 1 million. I think it's a red flag. A red flag. If somebody shared something that, wow, it's too good to be true, like can get rich quick, right, you have to ask yourself, how come our Deputy Prime Minister or Finance Minister Lawrence Wong never go and ask them to be their consultant? And then use Singapore's national reserve, right? And then we turn it to 1 trillion. Then no need to increase GST. Correct? Then the CDC voucher, instead of 300, maybe they can distribute 3,000 per person. Okay, so I think we have to be quite sensible, right? Yeah, so remember, losing money is easy. Making money is really, really very difficult. Then I already show you my bad example, right? They lost money before. Then I'll also show you this graph. When you lose money, you want to make it back. Can you see how difficult it is? Okay, so this is my last slide already. This is my last slide because tomorrow I still need to work. I still need to wake up at 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's wrap it up. We have already analyzed C, and then by chance, when we do a comparative analysis, it's also by chance. I discovered one company called VIPS, and I would like to thank just now the Black Steel, right? Who has further highlighted, I totally agree, that is listed in, is a China company. So in case there's a delisting risk, but I'm not very sure is this listed in Hong Kong. If it's listed in Hong Kong, then maybe you can do more research. Then if it's not, find too risky, don't do it. But at least right now you know there's a framework, right? Go say SG student got another group. Yes. Yeah, if you want both US and SG, the Alex can reach out to you. Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, let me just jump to the last slide in the next 5 seconds, and I'll just end, right? So you may realize that when I move my slide very quickly, on the top right hand corner, we always got our red logo, Yeah, reminded me of DBS, right? DBS. So I don't know why I use red. Red, I think in Chinese is good luck, right? So I just go to the very last slide so that to show you our huge, humongous logo. And then we will end it for the day. Okay, Yeah, so just take note, the link is already there. Alex already put the link there. Just to let you know that we are VIA and we have a team of 5 or 6 people here supporting you. So VIA stands for Value Investing Academy, and our company's name is so popular, right, that people take our name and then try to modify our name and then call it somewhere else. Yeah, so I think it's quite interesting. They could have called it something else. But remember, we are the only VIA. We have been around for the past 12 years. So VIA stands for Value Investing Academy. And our mission, right, is we care to make you a better investor. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I wish all of you a good night, good evening. Enjoy your weekend. And hopefully you become our US case study subscriber so that we will chat with you, right, in our next gathering. So with that, I just need my colleague help to put a 10 minutes timer, right? No, it's 4 minutes. Maybe I talk too much. Yeah, maybe just put maybe 8 minutes. 8 minutes, right? Yeah. So my colleague Irfan will put maybe 8 minutes. So actually he included my talking time into the 10 minutes. Yeah. So starting from now, 8 minutes. If you have any question, please feel free to post in the chat. Oh, there's one small favor. I almost forgot. Now, before you knock off, there are still 80 plus of you, right? Just for tonight, can you do us a very small favor, right? We spend so much time doing this. Our YouTube, there is a thumbs up, right? Yeah, thumbs up button. If you don't mind, can you just help us click the thumbs up? Click the thumbs up so that our ranking on YouTube is vanity. Our ranking on YouTube looks better, if you don't mind. So before you go off, right? Or you're still talking, can you just press the thumbs up? Press the thumbs up. Yeah, press the thumbs up. This is vanity. Thumbs up, go up is vanity. Vanity, right? Okay, so the link is there. So I'll be here to address any question. Oh, by the way, maybe I give you a special thing, right? Since there are about 70 plus still around. Before I go, can you help me press the thumbs up? Now, in case any one of you kena some stock, right, that people recommend, right? and then you're not very sure good or bad. You can type in the chat right now. I can immediately spend the next maybe 10 seconds helping you check whether the company is good or bad. So it is a special service, right? Angeline have a good rest. Give me a thumbs up, yeah. You must press like 100 times, right, Angeline? Thanks, Angeline. You have a good rest, right? For the rest of you, if you want me to like immediately help you to check any company, Singapore or US, I can help you check. Yeah, can you type in the ticker symbol? Don't type in the name, type in the ticker symbol right now, right? And then I can help you check. Yeah, in the meanwhile, remember Alex has, our teammate has already put the link, right? Yeah, full subscription, the link is there. 7-day free trial, the link is also there. Very fast one. Yeah, anyway, it's harmless, right? Yeah, you can play with our feature if you're not a subscriber. Just subscribe over the weekend, play, look at the companies. Instead of watching Netflix, much as well you spend like 10 minutes playing. 9CI, SK Wu, can you tell me this 9CI, is it a US company or a Singapore company? This is a ticker, right? So I'm going to stop share for a while. I'm just going to pull out our own in-house CapitaLand. CapitaLand, I think must ask Liu Feng. Okay, but it's okay, right? Let me just type the... Hey, go SE really done it. SE cannot make it. Okay, So wait, give me a second, right? Let me just type Singapore, right? Just give me a second. I'm pulling out some data, right? 9CI, right? Yeah, 9CI. So let me just share screen, right? Yeah, you should be able to see the share screen over here. My colleague will have helped to share the screen. So the company 9CI here is CapitaLand Investment. It's a REIT, it's a Singapore REIT, right? So if I click see your chart, let's look at other things because these few things are not so relevant for REIT. So operating cash flow is going up. Very strange. Here, how come no numbers? Yeah, free cash flow is going up. ROA, I think is okay. ROE, I think is okay. Debt for REIT is not so relevant. So maybe let me just show you the numbers. Yeah, very strange. Oh yeah, this one got no numbers. My apologies, right? There's something wrong over here. I think I have to ask my developer to... Yeah, here there's no numbers. So sorry, there's something wrong with my system. Yeah, so maybe you type in another company. Yeah, I need to feedback to my developer, right? Very strange. CapitaLand has 0 for all these numbers. Okay, P8Z. Okay, so P8Z, I'm going to type P8Z, right? Singapore company, right? Okay, so you see I can select Singapore, right? So I click fetch data, right? This is the in-house system that we use, but we use various systems. Yeah, we get the data from Morningstar, right? Bumitama Agri, right? Ayo, what am I doing? Okay, give me a second. Suddenly this thing disappeared. Okay, it's over here. Yeah, so let me just click on it, right? Earnings per share here is flat. We want it to be uptrend. So here is flat. The only thing that I see is from here to here it jump up tremendously. But I'm not very sure is this a one-off. Yeah. So in other words, for the company P8Z, right, by miracle, this one, right, is a question mark. Yeah, we need to verify this. Yeah, I suspect it's a one-off. Now, if this number goes from here to here, it's a one-off. I think we better give this company a miss. Gross margin it drops, but it flattens about 30. So. Operating cash flow looks okay. Yeah, looks okay. It's going up, even though up, but overall it's okay. Free cash flow stable is okay. ROA cyclical, question mark. ROE cyclical, question mark. Debt, right, is 0.4, so. Yep. So in ours, if I look at all this, if I could piece together, right, there's only one criteria, which is the cash flow and the free cash flow pass. Other than these, the rest is a question mark. So in ours, in real life, I will not go into detail first. I will just do a very quick glance. And if the numbers have a lot of question mark, what I'll do is I'll save time and I will give this P8Z a miss. Yeah, in real life, I will give this P8Z a miss. And this company is called Bumitama Agri. Okay, so that is to answer Miracle's question. Any other thing that you want to ask? Hey, this one is looks like India company, right? IDR, right? IDR, maybe Hillary can help me check. I don't know what currency is this. Yeah, is it Indonesia or is it a India company? Huh? Indonesia, yeah. So this is an Indonesia company because the currency here is Indonesia. Huh? Okay, so in other words, it's an Indonesia company but listed in Singapore. So this one I think better give it a miss for me lah. Okay, any other companies that you want to type in? America, are you our grad lah? Because it says VIA what lah? Okay. How many more minutes? 1 minute left. Hey, by the way, I thought you look at my analysis. Have you clicked already? Hey, by the way, have you helped me do a thumbs up? I asked my teammate, how's the thumbs up? How many thumbs up? We got 32 thumbs up. Okay, got 30. Yeah, 32 thumbs up. So you gave me 32 thumbs up for vanity. Vanity, Any other last thing? By the way, we're going to leave this video over here across the weekend. I just need my colleague over the weekend. So in case you want to come back, right? Let's say you're doing some thinking process over the weekend. You come back, you want to click on the link. Yeah, the link it will be still there lah. Will still there, right? But remember Monday when my colleague come back, my colleague will remove the link. Okay, so remember the 50% discount is today, right? Okay, let me just flash this up again. Like I can talk non-stop, huh? Yeah, so. Huh? Oh, the number 2019. How come? Oh, okay. So anyway, let's come back here. So these are the offerings that we have. So I think I better stop talking, right? So I will just give myself another 30 seconds. With that, then we're going to go off lah. Okay, huh? So there are still 65 people who want to keep me company on a Friday night, Yep. So let's do a very quick recap for our full US case study subscription. Yeah, you are with us. Yeah, we'll see you regularly. We want you to succeed. Yeah, because if you succeed, then make us look good, right? Yeah. So tonight, over the weekend, please enjoy yourself with 48 value investing companies. 37 are still undervalued, so you will have 2 years of effort. So that's one. And then moving on for the next 1 year, right? You have a further 24 companies. Now 24 plus 48, 72. Out of this 72, you just need a few, right, to make it big. So in other words, you can cherry pick. And then we'll meet regularly every 3 months. Yeah. We will look at options, opportunities together. Then after that, this one is a summary report in case you're very busy. Okay. So we give you 2 choices. One, you can go for the full subscription. Another one, you can use the free trial. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Jocelyn, thank you. And then for the rest, in case you've done what you need to do already, please give us a thumbs up. We vanity, huh? Give a thumbs up. So I'll leave my slide over here. Yeah, and then our colleague, right, Alex already put, okay, full access, this one, and then I think subsequently he will put the 7-day free trial. 7-day free trial, just for fun, just play with the features. And by last quarter, we will have signed an agreement with our vendor, and then we'll be building an app. So in other words, for our existing subscriber, right, do stay with us, because by end of next year, we're going to launch our app, and we will want you to be the first to have it for absolutely free. Absolutely free, right? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, 56 of you. Have a good rest. I'll just hang around here for just a short while, right? If any question, please post your question. Remember, click on the link, key in the information. Yeah, so that we can continue to support you, right? In this journey, Yeah. So just fill in the relevant information for the full subscription. And if you try out the free day, the 7-day free access, just click on the link and then you do it. So remember, the 50% is only for tonight. We put the link over there, and then next Monday when you come back, the link will vanish. Okay, Yep. Any other thing for the next 30 seconds? Yeah, today we really end quite early, right? 9 plus to me is quite early, Yeah. Yeah, we rarely end at 9 plus. Yeah. Thumbs up, Kelvin. Thanks, So vanity. Hey, can you please give us some vanity thumbs up? Irfan, how many thumbs up we have? 34. Ah. Wow, just now I say got 1 thumbs up. That one must be Kelvin one. Okay lah. You have a good rest, right? So remember, the link is still there. You can still click. Yeah, Alex, maybe you put in your email also. Yeah, email also, huh? Because the link is there. Yeah, the 2 links, email. Okay lah. Got it, huh? So we did our part already, huh? Okay. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks. We're going to end our Zoom session right now. So remember, have a good weekend, right? Yeah, have a good weekend, everyone. Goodbye.